No history is mute, no matter how much they burn it, no matter how much they break it, no matter how much they lie about it. Human history refuses to shut its mouth. Life could have broken her in two with one hand, but either she was already broken or she wasn't going to break.
Five times a day, I make tea. I do this because I like the warmth in my hands, like the feeling of self-directed kindness. I'm not used to it, warmth and kindness both, so I create my own when I can. It's easy. You just pour water into a kettle and turn the knob and listen for the scream. I do this 5 times a day. Sometimes, when I'm pleased, I let out a little sound. A poet knows
me feel one day I might properly be loved. Because no one is here to love me, I make tea for myself and leave the radio playing. I must remind myself I am here and do so by noticing myself.
My feet are cold inside my socks. They touch the ground. My stomach churns. My heart stutters. In my hands, I hold a warmth I make. I come from a people who pray 5 times a day and make tea. I admire how they do both, how they drop to the ground wherever they are, drop pine nuts and mint sprigs in a glass.
I think to care for the self is a kind of prayer. It is a gesture of devotion towards what is not always beloved or believed. I do not always believe in myself or love myself. I am sure there are times I am bad or gone or lying. In another's mouth, tea sometimes means gossip, sometimes means truth. Despite the trope, my people do not lie for pleasure, or when they should, even when it might be a gesture of kindness. But they are kind. If you were to come visit, a woman would bring you a tray of tea at any time of day. My people love tea so much, it was once considered a sickness. Colonizers, snuff it out! Their colonizers tried, as with any joy, to snuff it out. They feared a love so strong one might sell or kill their other loves for leaves and sugar. Teaism sounds like a kind of faith I'd believe in, a God I wouldn't fear. Sometimes I now truly believe I wouldn't kill anyone for love, not even myself. Most days, I can barely get out of bed. So I make tea. I stand at the window while I wait.
My feet are cold, and the radio makes its little sounds. I do the one small thing I know how to do to care for myself. I am trying to notice joy.
Which means survive,
Survive,
Survive.
survive,
I do this all day,
and then the next.
We had Juneteenth to celebrate. We now have June 24 to mourn. This war on women, an amplification of suffering, of vilification of rights, hubris of gargantuan proportion, One man eradicating a country. Others unraveling painstaking gains, unmasking their visceral cruelty. We know the plight of the poor in third world nations, in all nations. We know of starvation, of bodily mutilation. And now, we know fear. You witnessed the womb that bore you. You defiled this body by pushing through. And through pain, you came to be. I question your motives. I question your choices. I question the pain inflicted. I question the men and women who refuse to abdicate. A reliance on old faiths when women were property and are now property again. The need for deliverance is near. How long can we take violence? How long can we take ignorance? Mine and my peers, the clock is ticking. It's ticking backwards. The clock is ticking backwards. Before a last breath, there is a space for a last cry, a shout, an aversion to norm, a disgust for the true shit, not that which we expel when lucky, but the true stench of human rejection of the other.